Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. Big breaking news now coming from the press that reportedly regarding David De Gea now, reportedly now is close to securing a new deal at Manchester United worth £400,000 a week, and plus bonuses added on as well, which would potentially make him the highest paid goalkeeper in the world and the highest paid player at Manchester United. Of course, reportedly, David De Gea has been stalling on signing a new contract at Man United, but reportedly he's notified his friends that reportedly he's on the verge of reportedly signing a new deal at Manchester United, and reportedly it's going to be worth £400,000 a week. Is this new deal? So that is great news. Reportedly, De Gea did say he was happy at Man United. Manchester United have been in long discussions of trying to secure him a new deal. I did say it would have to be in excess of at least £300,000 a week if he was to have any chance of signing a new deal. But reportedly, Man United are willing to offer him a new deal worth £400,000 a week, which is very good news. Mourinho did say quite a few weeks ago he's happy, he wants to stay at Manchester United. He's currently the same representative as well, George Mendes, who obviously represents De Gea, and Jose Mourinho obviously feels as though it's De Gea's decision if he wants to stay. David De Gea, I think, potentially feels happy at Manchester United as long as we're up there challenging for major honours and competing, which we're currently not. But reportedly, Man United are willing to offer him £400,000 a week, and reportedly De Gea is on the verge of signing this as well. Mourinho did say a long time back he wasn't too confident he was going to sign a new deal, David De Gea. Reportedly, it did say as well regarding De Gea, he's waiting for Man United to make a key decision, whether Mourinho was staying or not, and then he was going to potentially make a decision. But reportedly, it has come to an agreement that he's on the verge of signing a new deal, which is very good, and we know that reportedly, Juventus have been tracking an interest in him. Paris Saint-Germain have been interested in him because it did say Paris Saint-Germain willing to offer him 60 million plus a 4-year deal, £300,000 a week. And it did confirm that current George Mendes was in discussions with Juventus, was it 3 or 4 weeks ago, something like that, potentially making a move there next summer. But he has won the club's player of the year 4 out of 5 seasons. Mourinho has described how much he's the best goalkeeper in the world. He's very good. Indeed, he's a David De Gea, since he's been at the club, he's made over 2 century appearances. I think he's kept around 95 clean sheets as David De Gea in the Premier League, and he has experienced the good times here. He has been here since 2011. Where he's up the ranks with Atletico Madrid. We know Real Madrid were close to getting him in 2015, but they never got a deal over the line for De Gea as well. But reportedly, De Gea is on the verge of signing a new deal with Manchester United, which is great news, as I currently said. It's great news that he's on the verge of signing a new deal with Manchester United. Is David De Gea, and it's going to be worth £400,000 a week as well. And reportedly, he's notified his pals and his friends that he's going to be signing. Well, he's going to be on the verge of securing this new deal as well. But reportedly, Man United, the other day did activate his 1-year extension, so we did activate his current contract until 2020, which was we activated it till 2020, but reportedly he's on the verge of signing a new deal. Is David De Gea, as we all currently know, and I think he's happy at United. He was discussing, quite a few weeks ago about how we're lacking ambition, we're lacking effort in the team, we're not up there challenging, and De Gea did say, he wants to be a winner and all that, but reportedly, it's good news that he's on the verge of signing a new deal, so we'll be keeping him now for a long time, even longer now, because we have had him easy 7-8 years now at Manchester United. So it really is good news as what I've said. So Man United have been in more talks, and reportedly he's on the verge of putting pen to paper on signing a new deal with £400,000 a week. But so now he has committed his future to Manchester United by the looks of things. It has been a debate whether he's going to sign this new deal or not. But potentially, Jose Mourinho was identifying a replacement for De Gea if De Gea was to leave next summer. We did eye Jordan Pickford, if David De Gea wasn't signing a new deal and he was to be sold next summer. Jordan Pickford's obviously under contract with Everton until 2024. It did say reportedly Man United were willing to put a staggering £70 million in for him, which would have been potentially made him the most expensive goalkeeper in the world, or one of them. Jordan Pickford, very, very good in the World Cup last summer as well, was Jordan Pickford. Obviously risen up the ranks of Sunderland, and he'd been loaned out a lot of teams. He is only young. Everton paid, £30 million for Jordan Pickford as well. But it did say, Manchester United were potentially targeting Jordan Pickford. If David De Gea was to go next summer, that would have been our number one choice replacement, Jordan Pickford. And he has made about the same amount of saves, in the last year or so, as David De Gea, as Jordan Pickford. But he is a really, really good goalkeeper. His performances for Everton have been outstanding, since he's been there since 2017. Everton paid £30 million for him. But he's under contract with Everton to 2024. But reportedly, we won't have to now, because reportedly David De Gea is on the verge of signing a new deal with Manchester United. As I said, so that is good news. We activated his clause to extend his current contract to 2020, but this new deal is going to be worth £400,000 a week. As I said, as it has confirmed, and in the press, it's according to the media. Even De Gea's, notified his friend he's on the verge of it after more discussions have gone on, and looking likely now it has come to an agreement, which is very, very good. And he's won everything here, of course, in terms of silverware, apart from the Champions League, as we all know. But building up into the Liverpool-Manchester United game, David De Gea will be set to return, because obviously he missed Wednesday night. He missed Wednesday night against Valencia. So David De Gea will be set to come back in the team. I think Nemanja Matic will be set to come back in the team, because they missed Wednesday night. But just watch a bit of Jose Mourinho's press conference. He has admitted, that De Gea and Matic are only available, considering, the problems we've got. We've got quite a lot of injuries, defensively, especially. And he said, Liverpool, are high. They're on a high. This is what Mourinho admitted. He said Manchester United have still got quality and great potential, and he did say there's doubts about there's doubts about the team selection. This is what Jose Mourinho had admitted. But he says we have got quality and potential, and we said we'll fight to go and win at Liverpool on Sunday. But we know Mourinho, he has parked the bus in the last two visits to Anfield, where Anfield, Mourinho has parked the bus against Liverpool, as we all know. So we can't go there parking the bus. But there is doubts. Mourinho's already confirmed that we've got three starters. He's confirmed that Lingard, Rashford and Ashley Young will be starting from the starting lineup. This is what Mourinho had confirmed. Obviously, there were the three substitutions that came on midweek in that disappointing result against Valencia. It was a disgusting performance. We didn't turn up. But it's going to be interesting to see how Mourinho lines up in this Liverpool game. As I said, this is the 201st meeting between Liverpool and Manchester United. Obviously, Man U have won 80. Liverpool have won 65. There's been 55 draws. We haven't lost to Liverpool in our last 8 Premier League games. We're looking for back-to-back victories against them since 2016. But I think Liverpool are going to win this game on Sunday. Mourinho, for me, his team selections are on, his tactics are on. He doesn't know his best 11, as we all currently know. The last time Liverpool did beat Manchester United was back at Old Trafford in 2014, when they had Brendan Rodgers and we had David Moyes. That's the last time they beat us in the Premier League. They did the double overs that year, but they haven't beaten us then since in the Premier League of Liverpool. And potentially we beat Liverpool 4 times under Louis van Gaal in the Premier League. One of the games Martial scored in his debut, and Man Mata scoring twice in one game as well when we won two great goals. And potentially Juan Mata's been involved in 7 goals against Liverpool in the Premier League as Juan Mata. Potentially, there's another statistic to tell you. Sadio Mane, great goal scorer. Salah, great goal scorer. Firmino as well. But reportedly, they are yet to score a goal or assist a Premier League goal against Manchester United. Them attacking trios. So Firmino, Mane and Salah have not scored or assisted a goal against Manchester United as yet. But yeah, it'd be an interesting game of football. Historically the two most successful clubs in football. Liverpool haven't won a trophy, for quite a long time, but potentially they've never won the Premier League since it being named in 1993. But I think they've got a great chance this season. They've scored 34 goals, conceded 6. Mourinho's come out and he's also admitted Manchester United are far from his own image. Something like that, Jose Mourinho had said as well. He did criticise the players. His starting 11 that he started against Valencia, obviously he rested a lot of players, but he did criticise them, did Jose Mourinho. And potentially he said he wasn't surprised by the result at Valencia. But he did say regarding Paul Pogba, he wanted Pogba to impress. He wanted Pogba to lead the team on Wednesday night. Pogba failed to do so. So it's going to be debate whether Mourinho's going to actually start him at the weekend from the start. He hasn't been getting regular starts from the start recently, Pogba. That was his first start in the Valencia game from the start since Southampton away in the Premier League game, as I said. So he's going to rotate the squad a little bit, Mourinho. We have got a lot of injuries. Martial could be a doubt. He's missed the last 2 games through injury, but without a doubt, he's been our best top player this season as Anthony Martial. Also Rojo, who came off against Valencia, he's injured, so he had to replace him with Ashley Young. I thought in that Valencia game, we only started to play well and clicked into gear, when Mourinho brought them, he brought Young on. Ashley Young looked good when he came on, and when he brought Rashford and when he brought Lingard on, our best movement of the game was the Rashford goal, near the end, Phil Jones also scoring a terrible own goal as well. As I said, it's going to be interesting how he lines up. So we got Martial out by looks of it. Luke Shaw, he said Luke Shaw's injured because that's obviously Jose Mourinho's preferred left back, Luke Shaw, mainly this season especially. Rojo's out, Smalling's injured, Lindelof's injured as well. I think dramatically he has improved this season. Lindelof's injured. Doyle's injured as well. Damian's injured as well. So look at all these defenders that Manchester United have got injured, and that's not good going into a game against Liverpool on Sunday. But we know potentially this team is not the replica. This team is not reflecting of what the team achieved and did under Alex Ferguson. We know there's still some of the players from Fergie. Mourinho's still inheriting 2 of the players David Moyes got in, and he's still inheriting some of the players Van Gaal got in as well. But he has spent a lot of money. He has spent £400 million on players as Jose Mourinho, and we're sitting 6th in December. We're not even midway through December. We're not even midway through December yet, and we're sitting 6th in the league. We're 16 points behind Liverpool. We're 8 points behind top 4. We could be 19 points behind Liverpool if we don't beat them on Sunday, as I said. And I just think we've got a lot of problems defensively. We need a prolific striker as well, as we are all aware of. And potentially for me, the good thing is that De Gea, if it wasn't for De Gea, I think we'd be in a lot worse a position than we're in now. We're lucky to be in the last 16 of the Champions League, to be quite fair. We were lucky to win against Young Boys, lucky to win away at Juventus. We were lucky. We've been lucky in the Champions League. We really have been lucky in the Champions League. As I said, someone's texted me. Wait that a minute. We've really been lucky in the Champions League, as I said, and we're lucky that we're not low in the Premier League table because we've grinded out results this season where we haven't performed. Bournemouth, we were lucky. Newcastle at home, we were lucky. Young Boys at home in the Champions League, we were lucky. Can you give me other games? Lost at West Ham 3-1, lost at Brighton. We've lost at the Amex Stadium for the last 2 seasons as well, which isn't very good. So for me, the results aren't good enough, but the performances aren't good enough. But I think, I thought, when we beat Fulham 4-1, we drew with Arsenal 2-2. We didn't beat Arsenal, but we showed in them 2 games, Arsenal and Fulham, that we can perform, we can create chances, and that we can play good football, which we did. We did in them last 2 games. We in terms of performance and level of commitment, we gave it everything in them 2 games. We gave it everything against Arsenal. We did very well against Fulham. And then Valencia, it was back to square one, playing lethargic, looking lethargic, not fast enough on the ball, build-up play not good enough, not creating hardly any chances. Didn't even have a shot on target in the first half. Pogba bloody missed a sitter in the first half. But we didn't have a shot on target until near the end of the game when Mourinho brought them 2 substitutions on. So that's potentially how bad it's getting. But I said there's players underperforming this season. Mourinho is criticising the players. He's put a lot of the blame on Paul Pogba recently. Blame one player, as I said, because the majority of the players Mourinho has got in since he's been appointed manager, they're the majority of the players that are underperforming. But I think the players that are playing well are the players that Mourinho already had here, such as Marcus Rashford playing well. He's been providing assists and getting goals lately. So too Martial when he's been fully match fit earlier on in the season. So too they are our 3 best players at this moment in time. To be fair, Lindelof dramatically improved, when he was fit earlier on in the season, and he's due to return from injury later on this month, as we all know. But potentially, he spent £400 million. He's reportedly going to get £100 million to spend in January on players, but he hasn't met the expectation levels as Jose Mourinho, because potentially he was supposed to make his back competitive and make us a challenger for major honours, as we all know, and he hasn't done this, Jose Mourinho, because potentially, under Ferguson we had a great squad. We used to win, silverware, we used to win trophies, year after year after year after year. Lowest we ever finished with Fergie were third. Potentially, I know that we wouldn't, when we got Fergie, he didn't win out for 4 years and he was on the verge of getting sacked. But if he had done, we wouldn't have achieved the success, that we currently achieved. But, now, basically, since basically Fergie's left, it just hasn't been the same, because since Fergie left 2013, we haven't won the league since 2013. How many trophies have we won since Fergie left? We didn't win out under David Moyes. We won the FA Cup under Van Gaal, and we won the Europa League and League Cup and Charity Shield under Jose Mourinho in his first season. So 3 trophies we've won since Alex Ferguson retired, or 4 if you want to count the Community Shield. But as I said, it just potentially isn't good enough. Mourinho hasn't had the best relationships with the top players here. He always seems, and we know people are still backing him because of the success he's achieved in the past, with the silverware, because he's won titles everywhere he's been. But I just don't think he suits Strappens of this club. But he isn't doing it at United, so he doesn't suit the Strappens of the club, as we all currently know. And I think the club's too big for him. And I think the board and the owners need to think about recommending the right man to come in at Manchester United, as we all currently know. I don't think the players for Jose Mourinho anymore. In my own perspective opinion, they're not playing for him. They're not getting the best out of Mourinho. Mourinho's not getting the best out of the players. And I think it's time to recommend the change at Manchester United. It's time to recommend the change at Manchester United, to be quite fair. But Mourinho did say it's far from his own image as something like this. And he said he's also frustrated with a lack of transfer activity in these transfer windows, because we haven't been potentially aggressive enough in these transfer windows. As we all currently know, George Mendes basically statement saying Mourinho's happy at the club, the club's happy with him, Mourinho's fully committed to the club. This is according to George Mendes. Mourinho, from his perspective, wasn't interested. He was adamant he had nothing to do with the statement that George Mendes put out about a week or so ago, was it? Whenever it was, because I did do that video on you. He doesn't really publicly speak about Mourinho. Mendes doesn't have a good relationship with the club. But obviously Mendes represents David De Gea and Jose Mourinho, and regarding David De Gea, George Mendes says it's basically up to him. It's De Gea's own decision, and he's told his pals he's gonna, he's so close to signing a new deal with Manchester United with £400,000 a week. So that is good news. That's really good news from my perspective, and a lot of Manchester United fans as well. But yeah, we've got a lot of problems in that team that need addressing. Somehow we've got to try and regroup and get a couple of good players in the January transfer window. Reportedly, I wouldn't trust Mourinho with his money. As we all know, we do know the targets that Manchester United are currently linked with, as we all currently know. But yeah, there's been talks of Pochettino coming in, but he reportedly said he's fully happy at Tottenham. He's looking to get top 4 with Tottenham, and he's fully committed with Tottenham Hotspur. And I think he's happy working alongside Danny Levy and that. Pochettino, he is aware of the speculation linking him with a move to Old Trafford to replace Mourinho at the end of the season. But I think, Pochettino would have that winning mentality. I think he would have that stature to command us in that position. He's well Premier League proven. He's been in the Premier League 7 years now as Mauricio Pochettino, as we all know. And in terms of silverware as manager, hasn't won out, but he's never really managed any big clubs, has he? Tottenham are a good club. They're not a massive club, like the Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal's and all that, as we all know. But he's done a very good job with Tottenham. In terms of spending and buying players, he's only spent £50 million since 2014. He's got a 5-year deal with Tottenham, worth around £8 million per season. Reportedly, it could cost Man United in the region of up to £40 million to get him at the end of the season. And reportedly, it would cost Man United less to sack Mourinho if we failed to get top 4, potentially. But he was discussing about top 4 before with Mourinho. He said he wants top 4 by the end of the year. I think top 4 is looking unlikely for us now. I think we're going to be in the Europa League next season without a shadow of a doubt. We know Chelsea and Arsenal are in it now, but I think definitely Manchester United are going to be in it next season, without a shadow of a doubt as well. We can't see to build a platform. When we do have a good couple of games and we do perform well, we then say to ourselves, can Manchester United now, can Mourinho turn it around? Can Manchester United try to find some kind of platform to build on? And we haven't built on that platform. We have not done that whatsoever. We're just struggling to do that, as I said. But yeah, as I said, there's players coming to the end of the deals at Manchester United. There's a lot of players coming to the end of the deals. Reportedly, Man United are looking to sanction Bailly off and Rojo. Reportedly, it did say Jose Mourinho and Manchester United are actually willing to sanction Eric Bailly off. Reportedly, Arsenal are interested in Eric Bailly. Eric Bailly in the Premier League, who's made 44 appearances and scored 1 goal for United in the Premier League. But Eric Bailly's, obviously being out of favour at Manchester United this season, hasn't played, a lot of game time this season, and mainly early on the season, Mourinho was going with Smalling and Lindelof, but obviously now they're both injured. At this moment in time, so he has to rotate a little bit because of their injuries. But Bailly hasn't been getting a lot of game time this season. Reportedly, Mourinho's opening to sell him. He may want to sell him for around the price that we paid for him, which was £30 million from Villarreal. He's a good composed defender. He can play as centre back. You can play him as a full back as well. Eric Bailly, he's played for Espanyol in the past. Where he wasn't up the youth system with them. He was at Villarreal as well for 2 seasons, and then Manchester United, of course, got him. As I said, £30 million, Eric Bailly. But reportedly, Arsenal are interested in him in January. Arsenal look a great side under Umre, to be quite honest with you. They look a total different side. They've got a few players aging up. They've lost a lot of the good players over the years of Arsenal. But the 22 games now undefeated. Umre's got a good pedigree, but I said he needs a couple of windows, to strengthen up their team, because I still think they need a player or two in that squad, Arsenal, because they have in their team got players that are guaranteed to leave, such as Ramsey's not signed a new contract. He's been at Arsenal over a decade, made over 2 century appearances. Danny Welbeck as well, out for the season. He's set to go on the free next summer as well. There's been rumours about potentially Ozil maybe leaving the club as well, so they're going to have to identify replacements for them as well at Arsenal. But they look a so much better team under Umre than they did under Arsene Wenger. As I said, they had Wenger 22 years, won a lot of honours. He was a good successor, but in 12, 13 years he did very, very well with Arsenal, but then it went downhill, and then especially in the latter stages of his managerial career, a lot of Arsenal fans wanted him out because he wasn't spending enough in the transfer windows. But Umre's got it right now at Arsenal. They've got some good players in there. They've got a Aubameyang, they've got a Lacazette. They've got Torrente, who's doing very, very well for them as well. And I think they look a so much better team under Umre. I think they could be potentially title contenders. They could be. They're still up there. I don't think they'll win it myself, but I still think they need a couple of players in there. But I think they'll definitely get in the top 3 this season if they carry on playing, the way they are, Arsenal. Winning against Quarberg or somehow you pronounce them. They beat them 1-0 yesterday, as I said. But yeah, reportedly they're interested in Bailly. Man United and Arsenal have done deals over the years anyway. We saw the Sanchez deal get done back in January. Sanchez and Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan to Arsenal, Sanchez to United, who hasn't developed himself at Man United. He's been here nearly a year now as Alexis Sanchez. Obviously, he's out injured until January, as we know. We got a deal done for them with Robin van Persie. It was fantastic in that season. Ferguson's last season, scored 30 goals in the Premier League for us. So that was very, very good as well for van Persie. They got Welbeck off us back in 2014, did Arsenal as well. So Man United and Arsenal have done a few deals over the years, as I said. But yeah, reportedly they're interested in Bailly. And Mourinho basically wants a strong central defender, and he wants a highly experienced defender as well. Bailly, he can play as central defender. You can put him at a full-back position as well. So it's just reportedly said that Arsenal are interested in him as well. Mourinho's and Manchester United are looking to sanction Marcus Rojo off as well. They're looking to sanction Marcus Rojo off and Manchester United. But it's going to be a big game on Sunday for Man United. As I said, big, massive game on Sunday for Man United. And Mourinho did make 8 changes midweek, in the Valencia defeat. So it's going to be interesting to see how Jose Mourinho lines up. As I said, he says it was the players' fault why we lost on Wednesday because he criticised them. He said he actually wasn't surprised by the result, Jose Mourinho. He said we haven't learned out from the Valencia defeat. He said it's still good that we did we won and we got into the knockouts. He said it's still successful, finishing second in the group stage. He did admit there's not enough intensity or ambition. But Jose Mourinho said in his press conference, I couldn't be bothered watching it all because some stuff he talks rubbish. Mourinho said that we've still got quality, we've still got great potential, and we could be capable enough. He says we're capable to go fight and get a victory against Liverpool on Sunday. This is Mourinho's perspective on it, and so yeah, we'll see what happens. And in terms of silverware, they're both more successful clubs in English football, as we all know. I think Liverpool are going to win on Sunday, to be honest with you. I really, really do think they're going to win on Sunday, Liverpool. They've got a great chance of winning the league this season. Fantastic goal difference. And potentially, they've had a couple of opportunities over the years. Liverpool, when, potentially in 2009, they had a great chance. 2015, when they drew 3-0 with Crystal Palace, they had a great chance of winning it that season as well. They blew it. And they have lost a lot of the good players. Liverpool, they did lose Suarez to Barcelona, they lost Coutinho to Barcelona, they lost Mascherano to Barcelona. But this is a total different Liverpool squad now. Jurgen Klopp's invested a lot of money in it since he's been there. They were the highest spenders in the last summer window. Liverpool spent £170 million. And they've got a great side. They've got Shaqiri, that's been impressive when he's played for them this season. Salah, absolutely world class for me. The best player in the Premier League. I think Eden Hazard's good as well, but I think Salah's better than Eden Hazard. But yeah, I think, Liverpool, Klopp's got a good pedigree, Borussia Dortmund, and he's done it very, very well with Liverpool now. He's emulated the football he did there, and he's brought it to Liverpool. He's spent money, got good players in, and they're all gelling fantastically well and playing entertaining football, scoring goals. The link-up play is very, very good, and Salah's just fast. He's really, really fast on the ball. He's Mohamed Salah, as I said, great player. There has been rumours as well for Manchester United with Antonio Valencia. He is another potential player that could leave Manchester United. Reportedly, he could be on his way of an exit in January, reportedly. Currently, Valencia's representative has confirmed that he's been in Manchester to discuss regarding Valencia's future at Manchester United. He has been at Manchester United now, 9 or 10 years, so he has been here now nearly a decade. Reportedly, Man United were in discussions of trying to activate another one-year deal on his current contract. And there were talks, reporters, West Ham that's been interested in him. There's a few Spanish teams that's been interested in him as well. Reportedly, Antonio Valencia is due to, reportedly, he could be leaving in January. Reportedly, he's had disputes with Jose Mourinho. Reportedly, according to the media, he's had disputes with Jose Mourinho. This was back against Valencia at Old Trafford in the 0-0 draw. And reportedly, he accepts us. Valencia is going to win. To win under Jose Mourinho, and this is why he could be leaving in the January window. West Ham were actually keen on getting him on a free transfer, next summer, but there has been a few teams interested in him. But obviously now Valencia knows, now he's 33 years old, he's no longer in his prime, and he may feel, obviously he's had a mouth injury earlier on in the season, Valencia, but potentially, Valencia won't be, preferred choice right back now. He may not be the preferred right back, choice right back. Obviously, Mourinho's preferred choice right back is Ashley Young, mainly, because he mainly does put Ashley Young at right back, does Jose Mourinho, and he's aged 33 years of age as well. He's mainly right winning, right winning for England, right winning in his, Aston Villa days, and I think his Watford days as well, but Mourinho just puts him at right back. Obviously, last two games, Ashley Young's been playing at left back. He put him against left back against Fulham because Doylett was at right back against Fulham. And he brought him on as a substitute against Valencia at left back because Rojo started at left back and Mourinho brought Ashley Young on for Marcus Rojo, as we all know. But I think he's very, very good on each flank, is Ashley Young. He still shows that he can play very, very well, even though he is aged 33 years of age now, Ashley Young. So Man United have been in talks of securing him another one-year deal as well. He's won quite a lot of individual awards. He's been here since 2011. He experienced the good times at United as well. Him as well. And Rashford, it's good to see Rashford is going to be starting against Liverpool. Scored twice against them last season. We beat them 2-1 last season. But the last two visits to Anfield have been goalless draws, and Mourinho's part of the bus. You know, he parked the bus early on in the season in that 3-1 defeat to Manchester City as well. Mourinho's actually convinced he's not going to actually park the bus against Liverpool, but obviously we've got a lot of injury concerns, as we all currently know. And obviously we know that Romelu Lukaku's out of form. You know, potentially Mourinho's been in discussions with Romelu Lukaku about his potential form, as we all know, because his form isn't good enough this season. He's failed to replicate that form that he did early on in the season. Replicate that form that he did in his first season and replicate the form that he's done in the Premier League, because he is Premier League proven, he's Romelu Lukaku, but potentially he has struggled for consistency this season with Manchester United as Romelu Lukaku. His first touch is woeful. You know, he's a big game bottler, as everyone discussed. And I just think he's too slow, and he's too slow, he's Romelu Lukaku. He really is too slow. I thought it was good, you know, in his first season with United when we got him for 75-90 million pound. Did well with Everton, you know, scored 68 goals, was it, for Everton or something like that? But yeah, he hasn't really. He has failed to establish himself, you know, this season, especially Romelu Lukaku. You know, Sanchez isn't doing out, you know, when he's been fully match fit. He's out till January. So he hasn't been doing out either. So I think we need a prolific goal scorer up there. And we need a strong central defender as well, in my opinion. And Mourinho's had discussions about January with Ed Woodward. He's had discussions with Ed Woodward about January and George Mendes, and reportedly they have come to an agreement as well. But yeah, the big news about this video, guys, is potentially David De Gea. Reportedly is on the verge of signing a new deal with Manchester United, which is very, very good news for Manchester United. And I'm really, really glad to hear it as well. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribing as always, and take care. God bless. I'll see you all again on my next video. Bye.